Good evening. Welcome back to the Variable Y Minute. You know who I am. All right, guys. So we're going to talk about the secondary stories that are happening this week in sports. And one thing that I will bring up that I just found out is it's not really breaking news because the game just ended. But congratulations to the Nationals for going to the World Series. This is the first time that they have been as the Nationals. I believe there was a Washington team that made it to the World Series before, but the Nationals that have actually been in place since 2005, they're going to the World Series. They replaced the Expos, as most of you guys know. So congratulations to them on going to the World Series. Hopefully they'll have a great opponent. Keep my fingers crossed that you know that it will be the Yankees, but who knows? But no, I think one of the overarching topics this week in sports is and I hate to bring this up because I feel like everybody's talked about it, but I think it does need to be addressed, and it is the officiating. Most of you guys watched that game last night, the Detroit and Green Bay game, and you saw that there were a couple of really bad calls that went against the Detroit Lions. Now, I have personally noticed that there are times when it seems like the NFL has done things to sway the games in the favor of certain teams. I'm not necessarily going to say that they fixed the games, but I will say that they are doing their best to sway the games in the favor of certain teams. I personally think that this brings down the product a lot because I believe that most of us who watch NFL football, it seems like we already know the outcomes of most games. Well, let me not say most. We know the outcomes of a lot of games because you can tell who has the quarterback who is on the team who you know the league wants to win, and then that's the team that will win 9 times out of 10. So that's one thing that I've noticed that's been happening. And with the officiating, especially this week for some reason, this past weekend, it's been really, really bad. A couple of games that were pretty marquee over the weekend have gotten this treatment. The Dallas game, where in the last, I believe, 2 minutes, there were 6 penalties, maybe more, on consecutive plays, even. That was really bad. And then this Monday Night Football game with the Lions and the Packers, where it looked like the referees just made a lot of calls for the Packers and ignored a lot of calls for Detroit. Now, like a lot of other people, I'm not going to sit here and say that the officiating cost Detroit the game, but I will say right is right and wrong is wrong. And there was a lot of bad and wrong officiating choices that were made in that game. So I guess I'm here to say, hey, NFL, you really got to get this together because there are a lot of people out there who can see when the fix is in. And then we say, you know what? If it looks too scripted, if it looks too fixed, then I'm out. If I wanted to get my outcome scripted, I'd go straight to professional wrestling, which is what I do. But I know a lot of you out there, you don't do it because you don't think it's legitimate sport. But think about this. You got one sport that actually is open to saying that, hey, they script their outcomes to give you the best entertainment product. And then you got another sport out there who will tell you, hey, there is no scripting whatsoever. Things just play out the way they do on the field. And then you watch with your own two eyes with these things right here, and you see that you can't be watching the same game I'm watching because it looks like you're helping one team win and not in doing nothing for the other team. So just one man's opinion, and we'll see what happens later on. But as you guys know, this is night number 2 on the week in the Variable Y Minute, and tomorrow we'll probably dive deep into this World Series preview, even though it won't be a full preview because we don't have the American League team yet, but we'll go into the Nationals. We'll look at them and see what they're looking like. Right now, they look like the hot team. So it looks like either team who's going to make it, either the Astros or the Yankees, is going to have their hands full with the Nationals. So we'll get into that tomorrow. But as always, guys, thank you so much for paying attention to the show, for watching the show. If you guys like what you see, please leave comments. If you would like to see something else or you got any ideas for the show, please leave comments. Say anything negative, you'll be ignored. Thank you so much. I appreciate you as always. Have a wonderful night.